everybody. And finally, it is Lacey and
Lauren.
And we're back together again for another episode of the Lawmas Podcast.
Just as an update for all of you that actually care about my life, or if so, I told I have a book club I'm a member of with the girls' school. I told them about our podcast. So, book club people, if you actually listen to us, welcome. We're excited to have you. Hopefully you enjoy this, but just as an update to everyone, so life has been difficult the last few months. My husband's retina began to detach, which I think I told y'all about. So we're dealing with a lot of stress there. On top of that, then
Make sure you said retina because it you didn't enunciate that very well.
What did you think I said?
I thought you said his rectum detached.
I don't even know if that can detach. No, it is his eyeball. So yes, like he had to have a laser procedure on his eyeball. And for everybody wondering, he is only 40 years old. I did not marry like a 90-year-old man. Like my husband just
No judgment if he did, if he's got money.
Well, mine don't have either, so
He's not 90.
I married him for love. But then we had a pipe burst in our office, completely flooded the whole office. Never seen so much water came down from the ceiling, everything. We've had a lot of fights inside of our office due to stress, people snipping at each other, text messages can be taken wrong. And so life is hard lately, and that is why I have been a little MIA. But in happy news, I saw the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere last week with my friend from law school, Rachel, who I don't think watches this podcast, so is she really my friend? But anyways, we saw the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere. They're doing some more shows this summer, so if it's something you want to see, it was honestly the coolest place to see a concert. Like, whether you're a huge Backstreet Boys fans or not, it was just a trip. I mean, I like the Backstreet Boys. I love NSYNC, but I like the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
But it was a really fun experience. So if that's something on your bucket list, go, because the Sphere is cool. And in that, my millennial heart is very happy because I just got tickets to see Hilary Duff in August.
Where are you seeing her?
Charlotte.
Okay, because I'm about to get Tim McGraw tickets. He's going to be in Charleston on the 8th. What day is Hilary Duff coming
to 7th. Charlotte? Is that Saturday? I think it's the 7th in August. She's coming
those both
to Atlanta on another day though, but I'm very excited because I love her. And actually my friend Rachel is going to fly down to Charlotte to see it with me, as well as my BFF Erin, who I do think listens to this. And my other friend,
I love her. Yeah. I love Tim McGraw more, so I have to choose Tim over Hilary Duff. But I'm so excited to see Tim McGraw. I love Tim McGraw.
So Tim McGraw tours a decent amount, I think, but
I don't think so.
He came to Charlotte the other year.
Did he?
I do remember that because I remember seeing pictures on Facebook. But Hillary hasn't toured in 10 years?
It's been a long time. She's had babies. It's hard.
So that's some at least exciting happy news right now is Backstreet Boys and Hillary. So Lacey, do you have any happy news?
Not much. I'm depressed. I started back therapy today, right before I came on here. Mental health is real, but I think I do a good job when I know that I need help. I reach out. So I cut my hair. If y'all are looking, this is called depression hair, and it's pretty. I did go to the beach this weekend with my husband and my kids. We had a really, really, really good weekend. So that was a lot of fun. I really would like to go see Kenny Chesney at the Sphere. I just finished his book.
Yeah, he's coming, June, I think?
Yeah, and I'm gone almost all of June. So me and my husband go to Italy June 5th through the 15th. And then we're taking the kids to the beach the last week of June. And so one of the things we've been dealing with in my family is Katie, who has been my kid's caretaker since birth. So she's basically been a part of our family for 8 years because Luke was 8 yesterday. Her mom, which is like a grandparent to my kids, has cancer. And so since her diagnosis, she's in the hospital now again. I think this is her third or fourth hospitalization in 3 months. Just dealing with the cancer and things that keep happening with what she needs for, treatments and stuff. So, Katie loves Kenny Chesney, and I don't think I'm going to be able to afford it. The flights are so expensive. I have very limited days that I can honestly go because I get back from Italy on the 15th. I have a work engagement where I've been invited to do something really cool for my career that weekend, that Friday night. And then we take the kids to the beach the last weekend of June. So, Kenny Chesney, if you hear the Lawmas podcast, even if I can't go, please send Katie to the Sphere, because what she's going on through with her mom, my heart breaks for her. She's just become one of my best friends since then. So it's just been really hard. Every time it comes up, I just see the tears well up in her eyes. And it's so hard to see somebody you love so much so broken and you can't do anything to fix it. And I'm such a big empath. And so I have my own personal stuff too. But that on top of it, I think has just been really, really, and one of my other best friends, this is her mother-in-law. And this mother, I mean, she's just the goat of mother-in-laws too. Like my mother-in-law is as well. She just has loved my friend Brittany like her own her whole life. I mean, she is her own at this point. She's been married to her son for so long. So just, it's been hard. Life's been hard. But maybe Kenny Chesney, Wendy, tag him in this episode. If I can't go because I'm in Italy or the beach with my kids, send Katie. If you can send both of us, sometime between the 15th and 25th would work great. But anyways.
I will say with the Sphere, it's very expensive to set up. So there's a good chance he will come back because
Okay.
like what I've heard is like, because it is really cool. It's like all the way around and everything.
Well, he did it last summer too, though.
I mean, he'll probably come again though, just because it is so like the Backstreet Boys. Like literally, they're coming back this summer. Like they can't let it go. So I would just keep a watch out because he may end up coming back again.
If not, Kenny, we'll see you on the East Coast once you come back here. We know you will.
Yeah, he does tour a lot.
He does, and we'll be there. We'll be there, and maybe it's just not the right time. If it's not June, it might not be the right time. But me and Katie and Krista will be there because Kenny Chesney heals our souls during times like this. So I assure you, once we can get our hands near him, we'll be there. So yes, shout out to Kenny Chesney.
Well, today's episode, I will be honest, we just kind of we're going to get together and do a game plan for the future, but life has just been hectic. So today we kind of want to talk about some hot things we've seen in the news. So I'm going to talk about first elder abuse. This is an area that is really hitting the news with all the boomers getting older and all the scams out there. And that is just one thing I've noticed lately, and you've seen on the news. There are a ton of scams that are going after older people, and they are so legitimate now with the increase in technology and everything. And one big one that is going around right now is telling you that your grandchild or somebody is in jail, and they're calling because they need to get bond.
I've heard that one.
And literally, the people that are getting scammed by it hear the voice and it sounds like your grandchild. Like they're good at, here's the thing, because we have so much AI, they can emulate voices really well now. And with Chat GPT and all the technology is great, but it is also great for bad people to do more bad things.
It can be dangerous.
It really is, because right now, and the thing is, we always think of elder abuse as little 80-something-year-old woman getting scammed because she doesn't understand and she's sending money to that, prince in Nigeria or whatever. But it's not anymore. It's your parents' age. It's people in their 50s, 60s, 70s who are technologically smart getting taken advantage of right now because the AI and all the scams are so good. So that's kind of something that's been big in the media. But also just in general, make sure you're checking in on your parents and stuff. Never give any information out over the phone. And just so you know, the IRS, they're never going to call you over the phone. They're going to send you letters in the mail. Same thing jury duty. You're not going to get a call. If you miss jury duty, realistically, if they really want to get you, they send a sheriff to your house.
And bondsmen are not ethically allowed to call you, just like lawyers. So there was a car wreck right outside my window. Terrible car wreck on Tuesday. It would be unethical for me to go out and hand them a card if I did personal injury. And I see that somebody's arrested, I can't call them and say, hey, I see that you're arrested, hire me. That's unethical. Bondsmen can't do that either. They can't solicit business. So to get a bondsman, if somebody's arrested, a family member has to call them. That's how that process is initiated. When I tell people about bondsmen, you can get different quotes for different bondsmen. It's a business as well. You can call around, get different pricing options and stuff like that. They are not going to call you. The clerks have so much to do. They're running court. They're getting court dockets. They have to get warrants signed by the judge. They have to make copies. They have to put everything into the computer. They have to get paperwork. They have 3 bond hearings a day at Alvin S. Glenn, which is here in Richland. They don't have time to call anybody to get somebody bonded out. So the clerk's not going to call. The jail staff's not going to call. A bondsman's not going to call. Nobody's going to call you to try to get bond posted. So your loved one, if they really are in jail, are going to call and say, hey, can you get a bondsman to come bail me out? And then you have to call. You have to Google the numbers and find somebody.
Yes, and just make sure, same thing with your mortgages. That's where I see a lot of stuff too, is people think their mortgage, they're sending in a payment. Double check emails. Like, so this is something that like they'll do is like, it'll be like from BB&T. Okay, BB&T doesn't exist anymore, but when it did, somebody spoofed the email where, not spoofed, but I don't know, they made a very similar email, but it wasn't BB&T, it was like BBAT. And so it looked very legitimate. And I just see so much of that right now going on. And the hard thing is people will come and say, well, this happened. Like, I've had clients tell me they've got scammed out of money. There's nothing you can really do because that money's, I did have a client who I think gave away like $30,000 in a scam. And the hard thing is there's nothing you can do. Like, you tell the police, they're not going to find. It's not that they don't try, but it's really hard. These people that are doing this are very smart. If they just put their use to good, but they're smart people. They can't track them. And it's not one of those things our police has the capability to go and enforce. And so but here's the thing, say you did find the person, they go to jail. That doesn't mean you get any money for it either, because you can't bleed a turnip. Most of the time, these people get this money, spend it, it's gone. They don't have houses. They don't have assets you can foreclose on. So it's just gone. So I just wanted to caution everybody, be checking in on parents, grandparents, and also with all this being said, the whole Savannah Guthrie thing has just got me in my feels. I feel so sorry for her. To know what you don't know if your mom is alive or dead and she's been abducted. And while I don't think that happens a lot, like as intense as this one is, elder abuse is real and older people do get taken advantage of. And it's so heartbreaking. And she is in my thoughts and prayers right now because I can't imagine what she's going through.
And just to give a safe tip, because I had a client do this and it was really smart. Ask the person what their name is, who they work for, their contact number to call them back, and then Google it. Ask questions. So my client was the victim, almost the victim of one of these scams. He said that he was under investigation for something that happened on online dating app. And this was really big in South Carolina. I'm not going to go into details. There's several articles about it. It's actually led to multiple people dying by suicide because they actually thought they were under investigation for a crime against a child when they were not. It was a scam. So with that, my client asked the investigator's name, who they were with, and the phone number. And then when he Googled it, none of it matched. The person did have an investigator name, but he spelled it wrong. And so I would just encourage anybody, if you get these calls, ask questions. Oh, you're a bondsman. My loved one's in jail. Which jail? Where are they at? Our jails, you can look up online to see if somebody's actually there, so you can verify whether your loved one is there or not. Ask them their company name, their number, who works there, what their assistant's name. Ask questions, as many questions as you can, and just say, I need to verify who you say you are and verify this information before I give you anything. Most likely they're going to hang up and get frustrated, and then you're going to know. But yeah, my husband's been a victim of the scam. His grandma has, and we're almost, thankfully, no money was lost in either of those situations. But it is, like Lauren said, very rare.
Or if they're saying they like you've missed jury duty, this is what you tell them: meet me at the sheriff's
Yeah,
department.
yeah.
Anytime, if you say meet me there. So
Mhm.
I got called with that, and that at the time Thomas was still here. He was one of my law partners, and he goes, "Tell him you'll meet him at the sheriff's department." Said
Yeah.
that, boom, hung up.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, my client had given me the number, and I called him. I said, "Well, I'm an attorney," and then they didn't want anything to do with me, and
Of
then hung up.
course.
What sparked me in the news this week, and it goes back to something we talked about before, is genealogy DNA. So there was this girl, her name was Sarah Gear, and she was raped and murdered in like 1982, I want to say. And they actually just convicted somebody for that. So it was a cold case for like 40 something years. Um, they had a DNA profile from her underwear, but it didn't make any, there was no matches in the system. So they made an arrest in 2024, and it came down to a cigarette butt. So they had this DNA profile. That, like I said, this case went cold for 40 something years. So what happened with Sarah is she was staying the night with a friend. The friend's family dropped her off at home. She decided to be a teenager and walked down to the arcade, and she was last seen at the arcade not far from her house. And what they believe happened is that when she left the arcade, that's when she was attacked. She was dragged into an alley where she was raped and strangled, and then taken to another part of that area, and her body was dumped. It was found the next day, I think, by another child, and they called the police. But once they had this DNA profile, it didn't match. Like I said, they were able to use genealogy DNA, and they narrowed it down to like 3 or 4 brothers. And then from there, they were keeping track on the brothers. And then one of the brothers, his name was James Oliver Unick. He had dumped out a cigarette, so they were able to get the cigarette, and the DNA on the cigarette matched the DNA profile that they had from the underwear. So that guy was convicted at a jury trial this week. He faces a life sentence without parole. He actually testified, Lauren. So I will say he was 66 around the time either conviction or arrested, was arrested. But when I did the math, he was in his early 20s. This girl was 13. There's no business for nobody at 20 years old to be having consensual sex with a 13-year-old. But I will bring up the fact that he was early 20. I think older than that makes it worse and worse and worse as you go up. But I bring that up for factual basis, for context. So anyway, he testified to the jury that he had consensual sex with this 13-year-old and left her, but he didn't kill her. Of course, the jury didn't buy it and convicted him, but I don't know. I just felt like if you really, you're just stupid if you think a jury's going to believe that you raped this girl. Somebody came along and just killed her for no, like, that doesn't make sense at all.
No, and then you're gonna say it was consensual when 13 years old. You
That's
cannot.
not consensual at all. She's not old
That's
enough to
right.
consent. Yes.
No, she's a baby. Like it's really like
Stupid.
I don't know. Like I guess like yes, it's stupid he took the stand, but even stupider to think you could get up there and say, "Oh yeah, I had sex with her,"
Yeah.
but she wanted to when she's
Yeah.
a baby.
And also, who's going to come along and just kill her after that?
Some
Most
people.
murders have motive. There would be no motive, and they found no other DNA on her. So it was like, so I was reading one article, and it was like, and then his testimony was basically a phantom person came along and killed her, but he
Mhm.
didn't kill her.
Even though he raped her. That
Yeah.
is stupid. I will say, like, here lately, like, I don't know, like, it has been like I've seen way too much about young people being like consensual sex when they're like 14 and 15. And I'm like, so I'm rewatching Dawson's Creek right now. So I will say I'm even extra heavy
Yes.
because of James
Pacey.
Van Der. But yes, Pacey had that affair with his teacher. And like, they really portrayed them to be super mature on Dawson's Creek in a lot of ways. Like they talked different than I ever talked in high school. But then they were also teenagers because half the show is just about sex. But he is like supposed to be what, 15? And his teacher,
Yeah.
okay, this hit me
She
hard
was
because
like
the
30
teacher was,
something.
she was only supposed to be 36, Lacey. I feel like she looks like 10 years older than us. So that really like
Yeah.
hit me. But I'm like watching this as an adult. Like I remember watching it and like
Mm-hmm.
obviously we think, oh no, teenage boy is gonna be sad he's getting sex from his teacher. But that was still rape.
Yeah. And I will say, so I had actually started watching it before he died. And I'd gotten through most of that season. So I saw all of that. And watching it now at that age as the woman and not watching it closer to the age of Pacey, I got such an ick factor. I mean, when you're younger, I think you think like, ooh, this older, more mature, like it's this great thing. But no, when you're an adult, like in that, and you're thinking about that, a kid that age, like that is a kid, that's a child. Like, I don't know. It really grossed me out. And I just remember I've never watched this show before and had this gross me out this much. But it was just
Yeah.
absolutely disgusting. And she got away with it, and that pissed me off.
Yeah, that was kind of like, I'm still like, I had started watching it before James Van, like I watched it back in the day. And then, yeah, I started to replay probably
Mm-hmm.
back after I finished my Gilmore Girls. I went to Dawson's Creek. And yeah, like that first season, it does get better after that, I think, because we get away
Yeah.
from her and like they're all, and I know they do portray them as mature, but they're still not. Like they're
Right.
still babies. I will say though, if you have a new show you want to watch where it is consensual and there's a lot of dirty scenes, Heated Rivalries. It
Yeah.
is I'm addicted to it. I didn't think I would be because like I read smutty stuff, but I don't tend
Yeah.
to watch it. And it is two men, um, it's gay hockey players. But
I did hear about this. Allison told me
the
she's
love
addicted
story
to it. I think
is
Caroline
just,
watches it too.
oh, it's so good. Like, and there's a lot of stuff in there. They're all adults. Like they
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
they've graduated college and they're going to play in major league hockey leagues. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
even care about hockey besides the Mighty Ducks. But if y'all need something to take you out of reality and all the crap in the world that's happening, Heated Rivalries is a good show. But do not watch it with your children around because there are way too many adult scenes. But you can fast forward through those if that's not your thing because the love story is on point.
Yeah. Okay. You're so many have said to watch that. My friends actually got me watching Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, yeah. Me and Wendy both have watched that.
It's so funny. I think it's hilarious.
Love Adam Devine. He is
So
just, what's
I
his
I'm watching that.
boyfriend's name? What is his like? What's that guy's name?
Which one?
Adam, the one that's like Keith. Keith. What's his name? It's not Keith. It's Keith.
Are
What's
you talking about
his
the
name?
youngest kid of the three?
Yeah, that's Adam
I don't know the
Devine.
name.
He
That's
had
his
a,
boyfriend?
I mean, do you not get some vibes
I
there?
got some vibes, but it was never explicitly said. Is it going to be explicitly? Okay, spoilers if you're watching Righteous Gemstones.
No spoilers, but like from episode 1, they not just friends.
I mean, I didn't think so, but like they never.
That whole cast is great. Danny McBride is terrible and great at the same time.
I love Aunt Tiffany. She's one of my favorite characters. I think I could have played Aunt Tiffany if they could have cast me. If Righteous Gemstones, if you need an extra that's like a relative of Aunt Tiffany, call me.
It's over now. They're done. But they did film in Charleston, so you could have. And then I don't. What?
So they ended the series?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Danny McBride never does really long show stints. Oh, but Uncle, have you met Uncle Baby Billy yet?
Oh, I love Uncle Baby. Of course, because Aunt Tiffany. That's who he's with.
Well, oh yeah. Well, the other morning, I was in my house singing "There Will Come a Payday." Hallelujah, what a pay! And Wes is like, "Why are you singing Baby Billy?" I was like, "Cause I love him."
Oh, Brittany sent me something yesterday about misbehaving because it's for Max, second born kids.
Oh yes,
Misbehaving.
that show's great, and they're all consenting adults on it too. But it's a oh isn't wasn't the guy from Union an extra on that show?
Oh,
Was Michael Smallwood an extra on that show at one point? Or am I getting him confused with some other show?
Michael, were you? I'm about to look it up.
I'm what because it was in Charleston. I
Yes.
couldn't
Hold on. How many seasons of the show are there?
like 4. He was an extra on that show.
Which season?
One of the
Well,
later ones, I
season
think.
2. Okay.
But
Oh my God. I missed that.
I thought I remembered watching that and seeing him.
Oh my God. I'm so excited
A
now.
small world, a union
Yeah.
connection.
I love Michael. Well, that is our random welcome back. We're a duo still episode.
And if y'all have things you want us to talk about, we are working with. So shout out to Wendy. She helps us through a lot, and we're terrible people because we don't always respond to her. By that I mean me,
I
because
do the same. You're worse, but I do the same. You did ask me for somebody's number this week, and I forgot. But
I
so
look at it in my head, I respond, and then 3 days go past. And she also helps me with work and deals with me the same way. So thank you, Wendy. We love you. But
yeah.
we are working to put together like ideas, themes for the next few months. So hit us up if there's certain things you want us to talk about.
All right, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.